Hey guys, HW. I'm in Hyde Park. This is where we're going to start the adventure today, and we're going to get down into East Sydney in a minute, and I'll show you how close it is just in a second. But first I just wanted to capture these lovely spring flowers in Hyde Park behind me. Can you see them? I'm going around in a circle because they're in this sort of little roundabout part of Hyde Park. So yeah, some delightful signs of spring in Hyde Park in Sydney. And now I'm just walking towards the War Memorial, and then from there I'm going to show you how close East Sydney is, in particular Darlinghurst. And the part of Darlinghurst we're going to today is the spot that used to be known as Little Italy in Sydney. It was the first Little Italy in Sydney, where a lot of the Italian migrants newly arrived on boat into Sydney settled and put down their roots and got the Italian restaurants and grocery stores and everything else going. Today when we get down there, you'll see that a lot of the Italian restaurants remain, and when you do come to Sydney as a visitor or tourist, I highly recommend that you get down there, because here we are in Hyde Park. Here there's the War Memorial, right? And you'll see in a minute how close East Sydney is to the city. So wherever you're staying in the city, one of the exclusive hotels in the city, or maybe one of the cheaper ones down near Haymarket or Darling Harbour, you can walk here quite easily. You don't have to hang around all the tourist traps in the city. You can literally walk a couple of hundred meters down the hill. Here in a minute you'll see, and you're in a beautiful little, what I'd like to call a gem in Sydney, which is the old Little Italy. The new Little Italy is based in Leichhardt, particularly around Norton Street. You're welcome to go there as well. You'll get a lot more choice of restaurants, but you will see in a minute that the old Little Italy is quite delightful as well. So we're just getting down the stairs here at Hyde Park. Directly in front of us is the boys' school, Sydney Grammar, where a lot of the well-heeled in Sydney start their school, or actually finish their school journey. It's got some lovely old sandstone buildings, obviously, that you can see. There's St Mary's Cathedral in the distance there, and there's the where those shark signs are there, that's the Australian Museum. So again, we've literally just walked down the stairs at Hyde Park, and as soon as we cross this road, this is the border between the city and Darlinghurst. As soon as we cross this road and get down Stanley Street here, we're now in Darlinghurst, also known as East Sydney. So when you hear people talk about East Sydney, this is East Sydney. This is the start of East Sydney. So not to be confused with the eastern suburbs. The eastern suburbs are a bit further, hugging the coast with all the beaches, like Bondi Beach and Coogee Beach and Maroubra Beach. So yeah, look, come out of Hyde Park, nice leisurely walk, and bang, you're in Stanley Street at the start of your journey into... I'll just clip off this microphone, and I might stop here just for a second outside Sydney Grammar and switch off the front screen of the camera. Alright, let's get going again. I also like to switch off, or take the microphone off my lapel and hold it by my side so that you don't hear my terrible breathing. So even though we're already in Stanley Street, for me, this is the real start of Stanley Street. Beppi's. Now, again, if you do come to Sydney anytime soon, I recommend you get yourself a booking here. It's quite popular. It's an Italian restaurant. And it's very popular. So if you don't have a booking, you might find it difficult to get in. But it's at the bottom of this building here at number 21 Stanley Street. And it's an absolute delight. Now, it's not super cheap. It's quite pricey, but it's well worth it. But it's because it's traditional Italian seafood and pasta action. I love the scampi in there, and look, you know, I'm no millionaire. I've only ever been in there a couple of times, but the times I've been in there, I've absolutely gorged on the scampi that they got on offer. I usually get the scampi on pasta. For those of you that don't know what scampi is a prawn slash shrimp slash lobster style crustacean. Looks like a big prawn on steroids. They are quite delicious. Here's the second place we're going to focus on Stanley Street. This is another popular restaurant. So again, if you come down on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, I suggest you get a booking. It's called Sagra. Now, they're not open. They probably only open for lunches on Thursdays, and the rest of the time it's probably only opened in the evening for dinner. But there's the outside of it there. It's installed inside these beautiful old terraces. There's another restaurant bar over there called Verde. I've never been to that one, so I can't tell you what it's like, but it's got an Italian flag hanging out the side. So obviously Italian. Oh, we're going to get down this street because I know there's a couple of restaurants down here as well. This is just off Stanley Street, near Stanley Lane. Pretty sure there's a couple of restaurants down this little street as well. There's one under construction. Oh, I'm pretty sure there used to be one down here, down at 66, but it looks like it's gone. Might have been a victim of all the disruption that we had. Yeah, it looks like it's gone. But there's this delightful espresso bar underneath the parking lot here. Now in frame we have the Lord Roberts Hotel. Been in there for a few times as well. I used to have a drink there before and after I went to Beppi's. Usually had a quick slap on the poker machines as well, if I remember rightly. They're getting ready to get the lunchtime drinkers in there. Dumpling and noodle house here. Oh, here's the famous Bill and Toni's. I'll tell you a story about this once I get past these old guys. Yeah, Bill and Toni's is the institution down here. It's been one of the early ones, and normally I'd come for a coffee down there or a Nectar down there, but today I'm probably going to have a Nectar in one of these other joints that I haven't been to before. What's this place called? Funkatello. I don't know what that is. Oh, that's a Italian pasta joint as well. 80 Stanley Street, there you go. Black Squid Co. It's got some curries and noodles on offer. So there's another restaurant. It's only a little part of the street that holds the restaurants, because now already we've hit the border with Crown Street. But there's another couple across the road here that we'll have a look at, and then I'll probably come back and walk down Crown Street and then get up William Street, show you a few things there, and then by then hopefully my mate's arrived and I can sit down for a Nectar.
This place is called
So here's the other one that's just off Stanley Street. Of course there has to be jackhammers in the background, that's great. This place here, this Bar Reggio, I think it's a pretty popular place around here to get your pizza. Looks like they're making some pizzas now. Getting ready for the lunch orders and the corporates around here. Barnina on the corner. Sushi on Stanley. Been in there before. Goes all right. Here's another spot we've got to stop at for a second. The Dumplings and Beer restaurant. And right next door to it is this delightful little bar. The bar's upstairs. It's called the Long Goodbye. And it's done out in some beautiful old vintage furniture, and it's nice and dark and dingy up there. So again, if you get into Sydney, I'd suggest that you whack down some dumplings down your gullet here, or some Italian from one of the Italian restaurants, and then get yourself up to the Long Goodbye. And you'll have a delightful time up there. Here's a Mexican restaurant here, serving tacos and margaritas and all the rest of it. I don't know what this place is. What's this place? This looks like a bar. I don't know what this bar's called. Oh, it's just called Stanleys. I've never been in there before, but that's another little bar to try out. The Big Easy. What's this place? Oh, this might be a bar as well. Wow. So plenty of places to have a drink and a nibble at the bar along Stanley Street. This is quite a treat. I haven't been down here for a while, and it's good to see all these places. I think I'll be back pretty soon. It's just a hair and beauty salon there. Oh, look at that in the distance. Sydney Centrepoint Tower. So again, shows you how close we are to the city. So when you're in Sydney, I should say, drag your carcass down here and get around Stanley Street, because there's lots on offer. It's all the delightful old Italian restaurants, and then you might come down here another night and get into the sushi or Mexican instead. And definitely get into some of these little bars, these little groovy bars. So let's get over to Crown Street now, and then we'll have a quick walk down William Street. And then hopefully by then my mate's arrived and I can wash this flat white right down my gullet. Just checking my time. I've got about 15 minutes before he's going to arrive. So by the time we're finished walking along Crown Street and William Street, he should be here. I always forget to mention the weather when I do these videos. I notice a lot of other people mention the weather. I think sometimes they say it's a crappy day or it's overcast or whatever. It's another overcast day today. Temperature at the moment is around about 21 degrees. The wind's from the east and southeast, which means all the water's been pushed off the Pacific Ocean into Sydney, so it's actually getting quite humid now. Here's the famous gym here that's always been here. I think it's called City Gym. And looks like they've got an eatery down the bottom now. Along here there used to be a Hard Rock cafe as well, but now it's just continued being the gym, and then they've put in their own eatery. Probably got a lot of protein options in there, I'd say. So again, there's the City Gym there. Oh, well, I remember, I forgot to mention when we walked past that Bill and Toni's, if you're lucky, or maybe you'll think yourself unlucky, but if you're lucky, if you get down there for like a Nectar in the morning or late morning, you run a good chance of bumping into the Hollywood actor Russell Crowe, because he's been known to slurp down a flat white there on a regular occasion. And I think he actually wrote an article as well about Bill and Toni's in one of the newspapers locally. So he's got a bit of a history with the joint. Oh, there goes the tourist bus. So we've got those big buses in Sydney as well. So I'm looking directly up the road, up William Street now, towards King's Cross. I can't get out into the centre of the road because it's pretty busy, but pretty much up the top of the road there's the Coke sign. And these car rental places have always dotted along William Street. And as I can see, Budget and this place called Apex is still here, so that's quite interesting. I've hired cars from there before. Few tattoo joints and massage joints along here. Throw in a few convenience stores. Probably just walked past a nightclub there too, but I have no idea what it is. Been a long time since HW's bothered going to nightclubs. The last nightclub I actually stepped into was in Vegas, one of the big nightclubs there back in early 2020. Don't ask me what it was called. Just went in there to see what it was all about. Luckily somebody else paid the coin to get in because there was a charge to get in. That place over there, that Vizio, looks like a good place to have a Nectar too. There's that Summit building that I filmed the other day. What did I call that video? I might whack the link into this video so you can watch that if you haven't watched it. Slim's Rooftop Bar. I can't remember what the name of this hotel is. Let's have a look. I have no idea. What's it called? Oh, there you go. It's called Hyde Park House. Must be called the Hyde Park House Hotel. So there you go. So I think these are some administration buildings on the back of the Australian Museum. Just there. Yurong Lane. Never been down there. Never paid attention to it before. But yeah, a little laneway. Heads up to Crown Street. So yeah, here's a little skirt around Stanley Street and William Street. And stick around because we're going to have a Nectar in a minute in one of the streets in Stanley Street. And then I'll call it a day. So see you soon. We ended up settling on Bill and Toni's. One of the coffee shops we were going to go to has disappeared. So let's have a look at who we've got on this board here that's been here before. There's Sunny Bill. Oh, there's Russell Crowe up there, look. Who else have we got? Delta Goodrum. I don't know whether you all know her. She's a singer. Oh, look, there's Mel Gibson. He's been in here. Who else have we got? I think my mate just said that Dennis Rodman was on here somewhere, but I haven't found him yet. Let's have a look. I probably won't spot him easily. Where is he? Can anyone see him? Oh, there's a magician, Constantino. There's Tim Zhu. Come on, my eyesight's terrible. Let's have a look. Come on, Dennis Rodman, where are you? Ah, there he is. There's Dennis Rodman. So he's been here. So yeah, Bill and Toni's. Get around it. Alright, we've made it into Bill and Toni's. Here's my delightful flat white here. Look at that. And then my mate today, he got a flat white too. And here we are sitting on the terrace overlooking Stanley Street. So yeah, apparently Bill and Toni's got the best coffee in Australia or the world? Oh, Sydney's best coffee. So we're going to test that out today. So yeah, Bill and Toni's, Stanley Street. I'll take this opportunity. Oh no, you know what? No, we'll keep the film rolling again, and I'll say goodbye to you where I started up at Hyde Park. So see you soon. All right, back where we started in Hyde Park. Had the Nectar at Bill and Toni's, and let me tell you, when they call themselves Sydney's best coffee, Mate, they're pretty close. There was no delightful pattern on top of the coffee. I liked a bit of latte art. But I tell you what, the coffee itself was delicious. And my friend, who's also a Nectar connoisseur, he agreed. So, yeah, Bill and Tony's, get down there for your morning coffee, your afternoon coffee, or even a coffee after din-dins, and you won't be disappointed. So maybe that's why a lot of celebrities get down there that we saw on that board there. Apparently they've been told that there's good nectar down there. So yeah, Bill and Tony's is good. But hey, look at the delightful Hyde Park. Nice, and the sun's starting to come out on an overcast day in Sydney. It's a bit of a breeze that's kicked up. HW is feeling pretty good now. I'm pumped. Gonna meet up with some other people in about half an hour. Got a few things to do this afternoon. But yeah, after that, I can look forward to the weekend. I don't know what the weekend's going to look like yet, weather-wise. I'd say it'll be similar today. Be overcast, sun popping through every now and again. There's St Mary's Cathedral in the distance. And here's where Hyde Park gets split in the middle. And there's the stairs, and you make your way through the tunnel of trees there, the shade of the fig trees, and you get yourself over to Macquarie Street. I'm going to have to walk on the grass here because I want to be lazy and I don't want to walk back to get the path. So hopefully I don't step in any duck poo or whatever other birds are flying around Hyde Park at the moment. Mate, look at the size of that apartment building over there. Absolutely massive. I've got a feeling that might be one of those Meriton apartment buildings. Oh, great! I've walked into a magpie zone, and they're attacking me. Shit! How can I escape it? Because I've got no helmet on or no hat. Shit! I hope it's not still following me, or is it? Oh, I can hear it. Oh God! Shit, stay away. Oh, saw something fly over the top. So we look up at the skyline, we look up at Centrepoint Tower. I'll say goodbye to you here on the corner of Park and Elizabeth Street. Thanks for watching. Get yourself down to East Sydney, down to Stanley Street as I said before. The video is over.